What's up? This, of course, is the voice of Hot Dogs, and we are here for another episode of The Sims 4 Survivor Oasis. I can't believe we're at the end of week 8. I am physically exhausted. I've been working for like a week straight. I still got another week to go, so I can't even imagine how our little castaways are doing on day 22 here on the Sandstone Tribe. I'm sure they are mentally fried. As you can see, we have Jenna just talking to herself in the kitchen, which I can relate to. So I can't imagine what it's like for the actual survivors, what it's like for these sim survivors. I have audition I would like to know. I feel like I could handle it. I feel like I'm doing it right now currently with my work schedule. But we see that Fabio is just kind of getting his morning started by working on his skill points. He did some woodworking. Now he's heading into the gym to work out a little bit. He really does kind of keep to himself, which isn't too good. However, he's always working on skill points all around. I think he has kind of the most amount than anyone else. Meanwhile, all the girls are hanging out upstairs. We see that Eliza and Tina are, of course, stuck in the stair landing of doom, while Bella and Nina have a little conversation over here on the bed, and Vesepia is just kind of looking onward. Wow, okay, ignore that burp. Everyone's kind of being really strange. I think like everyone was kind of glitching out a little bit. None of them were really doing anything. All of them were kind of frozen for a while. Eventually, Tina does some sit-ups, but as you can see, she kind of glitched out during it, changed into the same outfit. I wasn't too sure what was going on. And then, of course, if you look closely, Bella actually has broken out into hives a little bit on her chest and legs and stuff like that. Eventually, everyone starts to kind of start acting a little, I was going to say normal, but looking at Eliza while saying everyone's acting normal doesn't seem right. Rich kind of came and joined the girls for a little bit, but then quickly turned around and left. He was like not having the awkward, weird, crazy vibes that were going on. Vesepia finally stopped staring at the wall and came and sat down. And Eliza and Tina were going to for a little bit, but of course Eliza had to shock Tina with a hand buzzer. Those things don't do anything to me. Like, I don't understand those. People have done that to me, like, as a kid, and it doesn't, I don't know. Those confuse me. And it doesn't really seem as though Bella and Nina have noticed the other 3 girls at all. And again, I can't believe how girl-dominated this season is so far. To see all these girls left in the finals is really unheard of on Survivor, I think. I mean, unless someone can prove me wrong, I don't think there's been, like, this many. Well, maybe in, Micronesia or something. But I'm not too sure about that. Don't quote me. I did watch all 40 seasons of Survivor during quarantine, and they really blurred together for me. Like, I was keeping track. I was, like, memorizing, like, first season Richard, second season Tina, or third season Ethan. Like, I knew, like, all the winners, and doing the screen whatever the covers are for videos here on YouTube. That kind of helps, but looking back at all the different seasons of Survivor, oh, it's such a blur now. So I'm not too sure how many seasons have had this many girls at the end, but I'm so proud of all the ladies that are left. And I've really completely forgotten about winners versus townies almost. Like, they've all really shown their strength. They've all proven themselves. And I don't know, I'm really proud of everyone that's made it to the end. We see that Brian has eventually joined Jenna in the kitchen, so that way she's not talking to herself anymore, which is pretty good. Brian definitely needs to start working on relationships. He's not doing the best of jobs. We saw in the last episode that he actually tried to rob Fabio. So he's not really making too many friends. Richard has gotten up and he has went and worked out for a little bit after he didn't really enjoy the girls' conversations. And we see that the youth festival is in, I hate that it's in town, but like unrealistically, let me go from Oasis Springs to Mount Komorebi or whatever. Let me just do that real quick. It just doesn't seem right. So I kind of wish it didn't notify me unless I was there, but whatever. Everyone has eventually kind of made their way upstairs except for Fabio from the looks of it. And they're all kind of hanging out. Tina ended up cleaning the cage for their pet mouse, which still makes no sense to me. They love the pet mouse in the cage, but the ones on the floor, no. And everyone else is kind of going around the hookah and smoking that. And I guess that's how they're celebrating their youth on Youth Day, is by smoking and doing drugs. I'm going to be demonetized now. I'm not monetized anyway, but so I guess it doesn't matter. I always see people like so worried about what they say on YouTube and what they say in their videos, and all that stuff confuses me. Everything about like the behind the scenes of how to like popular YouTube videos really confuses me. I don't get that. So I'm just going to go ahead and say what I want to say, I guess. But yeah, we almost have everyone here around the hookah. They're all smoking. They're all having a good time. And Brian's trying to blend in and make friends with the girls. With the Rich. The two of them are kind of like creeping on the outskirts. And I mean, Rich has a leeway. I don't know. I worry about Brian. He was gone for so long, and it would be different if he came back and was able to get well adjusted, and maybe he actually will be able to pull it off. But as of right now, he's just so crazy and temperamental. So I'm not too sure. I feel like the pressure is going to eventually get to him one day or another, because even though we are 22 days in, we still have a couple more days to go, and things are going to get pretty intense. As we can see, Eliza seems pretty relaxed from this hookah. Everyone else is looking okay. Nina looked a bit bored. Jenna's looking a bit sad. Brian's bored. And Bella's angry. So everyone has a different emotion. Tina is scared. Like, everyone is feeling different Wade? Jesus. I do apologize for being so tired. Not doing videos. Well, not, seeing my face in videos. And being late and stuff like that on everything, but yeah, I've never done a series this long before. I obviously didn't plan ahead when it came to what I had to do in life at the time. And I'm really trying to keep posting. I mean, statistically, I know it doesn't fully matter if I go a week off or whatever. I noticed that in between my series that nothing really changes too much, which I can't be more thankful to you guys on how supportive you've been throughout each and every series. Each one is kind of a big change, so for you guys to wait and see what the next one is when it's so different is really nice. So I know it doesn't matter that much if I don't post right away, but I just really want to make a promise to myself that I'm going to, so I am trying. As we see, Vesepia is just trying to survive. I'm just trying to post videos on time. But that rash that we had noticed on Bella a little bit ago has seemed to spread to Vesepia, and it's really affecting her. I mean, Bella kind of seemed normal, but Vesepia is fully covered in the rash, and she seems really lightheaded. Meanwhile, Eliza is outside beside a knife block, sipping on some juice. Vibes. I love our girl Eliza. Richard, he's trying to read, trying to overhear what's going on behind him, listen in on the conversation. I feel like reading kind of gives him more of an excuse to be there. But of course, Brian just comes along, snatches the book right up that he's reading and puts it away. It's like nice in a way, but it seemed really rude to me. He ends up grabbing himself a book, and Brian starts to read while Rich kind of just leaves the room. Like, the reason for him being there, the excuse he had, kind of left. So he ends up dipping. Bella ends up grabbing the book that Richard was reading, and she sits beside Brian, and they read together. Most of them really don't ever read. I hardly see any of the castaways reading, even though they have a bookcase now for like this is the first time anyone that was originally on the green team has had one. But I don't know. They hardly ever do it. I feel like I would do that if I was on Survivor. That's why they don't allow books. I would just like read the whole entire time just to get away, read and sleep. But Vesepia seems to be doing a little bit better. Those rashes are gross. They kind of look like ringworm. Like if I was gonna guess anything, the way they're so swirly, looks like ringworm. And I mean, looking around at this house, I'm not surprised. It's so dingy, so gross. And I love that. I love the whole like post-apocalyptic vibe of this season. And I do gotta say, it will continue over to future seasons of other series to come, which I can't wait. As we're wrapping the season up, I have so many different projects lining up that I'm also working on, and that's also another reason why the videos have been a little bit late and stuff like that, because I'm trying to set up my future projects to do after this, as I don't want to take another big break, per se. I want to make sure that I keep this ball rolling as much as I can. Back on that, we saw that Brian was just glitching out, looking at himself in the mirror, and everyone is still acting a bit strange. I think it's because I haven't updated my mods, and we kept getting so many different updates. So everyone was acting a bit weird. You see that Bella's kind of teleporting back and forth, while Richard is just trying to recycle some of that junk that's in his pockets. He's accumulated, you know, so many wooden sculptures, and he's getting rid of those. But of course, he can't get rid of his little immunity idol that he won from the Winterfest luxury competition, which will keep him safe at tonight's tribal council. There are a few other hidden immunity idols scattered that the castaways have, and of course, we're going to find out who has them, if any of them get voted out tonight. We saw in the last episode that Vesepia actually won immunity. They had their second individual immunity, however it was the first individual immunity since the merge. And Vesepia won Fight Night. She fought her way to the top, and she will be safe tonight as well, which is pretty good considering she's sick. Maybe it wore her out so much that that's the reason why, but it seems to be pretty contagious. As we can see, Jenna is now kind of complaining about feeling lightheaded and stuff as well, so it's really passing along throughout the camp. I think it might be coronavirus. It's going everywhere, and it doesn't look too good for our castaways. Hopefully it doesn't get too serious where any of them die or have to get medically evacuated. As we can see, right when I was leaving Vesepia and Brian, they were kind of the last two left up there. And I was trying to see what everyone else was doing, but apparently I shouldn't have left, because as soon as I did, Brian tried to rob Vesepia. And like I said, she had just won Fight Night, and she is not having it, okay? She was like, didn't you just see me whoop everyone's ass here? Like, I'm gonna continue doing that. So, of course, she snatches Brian up. And I don't blame her. I don't get why he keeps trying to rob everyone. I don't know if he's trying to take their hidden immunity idol, because none of them have money, or if, you know, the money they do have, all of them share, and none of them really have anything valuable in their pockets apart from that. So maybe he suspected that she had an idol and tried to take it, but this is the third time that he has robbed someone and caused a fight. Once was with Johnny, then it was with Fabio, and now it's with Vesepia. So I mean, he is not someone you want around your campsite. And I think, like, if anything, that was kind of the last person they wanted to come back from Oasis. So of course part of me is kind of happy that I did come back. We see that earlier I had mentioned that Fabio is really good at a ton of different skills that no one else has. He is the only one in the campsite that can actually fix plumbing and stuff like that. So the kitchen sink has broken, it's spilling everywhere, and Fabio is the only one that's able to go over there and fix it. And of course Brian comes by and cleans it up after him, probably trying to make up for what he just did. He just can't help himself. Every time I put him on autonomous, he just wants to rob. It's bad. We see that Fabio is playing with his hidden immunity idol, kind of openly flaunting it a little bit before tribal council, kind of letting everyone know, you know, remember, I got this. We know that he is one of the people that has it, and he actually sits it down, and I didn't want to leave the area. I was like, I need to keep eyes on this hidden immunity idol, because as we know, when it's a lump of clay, they can put it down, someone else can pick it up and play with it and put it in their inventory. So especially when I saw Brian walking over there, I was like, oh no, that's what he's about to do. And then both of them end up going upstairs. So that was a little bit nerve-wracking. Just as nerve-wracking as this disease that's going around. We see that now Richard is covered in splotches. He seems miserable. Their fridge is now broken, which is not, pleasing anyone, as now they have like less food options. Their food is spoiling, and no one is too pleased about that. This disease is now going around. It's really going downhill. Like at the beginning of this week, they all merged. It was happy. They were partying. And now at the end, they are surrounded by mice. Everyone has rashes. Everything keeps breaking. Brian keeps robbing everyone. They thought this merge was going to be a paradise. They looked and saw the, fancier houses, the better campsite, the green grass. No, it's only getting harder from here, folks. We only have 2 weeks left after this. We have 7 episodes left, and it's going to get intense. Remember, we are going to end with 2. And right now we have a full 9, so things are about to get crazy. We see that thankfully Eliza didn't pick up that hidden immunity idol, and Fabio has picked his own back up and he has put it back in his possession. So I don't have to worry about that, keeping track of where all these things go. I thought I was about to witness a snatching and that the thing was going to get taken away from him right before Tribal Council. They just need to stop playing with it. If I had one, I would just not touch it. That sounds so dirty. That sounded... whatever. I'm going to go ahead and end this, and we're actually going to go ahead and head over to over to Tribal Council before, anyone else gets a rash, anyone else dies. And we see that one dude from Eco Lifestyle ended up stopping by. I don't know why. I had to kick him out right away. But we're going to head over to Tribal Council. It's my favorite part of the week, and I can't wait. The person that does get eliminated and voted out tonight will be the first member of our jury, and they will vote for the winner in the end. We will see them every week or so as they return to Tribal Council, and of course we will see them vote in the final Tribal Council. So it is nice that, kind of like with Oasis, the people that do leave, we will kind of see again soon. So don't be too upset if your favorite ends up going home. And I still want to know who your favorites are. Let me know down below. Let me know who you're rooting for. As we all know, Vesepia is safe. And she cannot go home. She cannot receive any votes. However, everyone else is eligible. Everyone will vote individually. And the person with the most votes will be sent to jury. I'm so excited for this. Let's go ahead and let's get started.
Friends today. Nobi Yebu. Mom. Elswa. Kazoy Traben. Nobi Yebu. Kimba. Spina One. Rock Shokin. Yapose Nosh. Soga Midis. Waxim Subao. Dubrao. Savannah Durabo. Soza Brisa.
Oh, perfect.
All right, so first up to vote, we have Brian.
Bernala? Ah. Huh. And Fabi Frenoy. Ibana Ishkawanj. And Frabi Sebrum. Frenoy? Flora Baganal! Supta.
And since Brian could not vote for Vesepia, he has chosen to vote for Fabio. Not really a surprise since he's robbed both of them. Next up, we have Rich.
Humble. Namsapona. Newcomb Galang, huh? Onto Baglaffy. Shunke Blopso.
And Rich has voted for our bad boy Brian. All right. Again, not too much of a surprise. I feel like Brian's definitely going to receive a few votes tonight. But let's see where Tina's vote lies.
Buena! Oh, kiss a noise sweezo! Kurgadan Yadavelt. Gorba.
Alright, and Tina has followed suit with Rich and has also voted for Brian. So right now it is 2 votes Brian, 1 vote Fabio. Let's see where Bella's vote goes.
Whoopee! Flish? Hando.
Alright, so kind of surprisingly, Bella has voted for Fabio, making it 2 votes Fabio, 2 votes Brian, so we have a little bit of a tie going on right now. However, Vesepia is up next to vote, and I think we know which side of the tie she's going to vote on.
Narza.
So yeah, duh. Of course Vesepia votes for Brian. I mean, they just got into a fist fight. He just tried to rob from her. It only makes sense that she would vote that way. But up next we have Jenna. She has not fought with either boys, so will she vote for them or will she vote for someone else?
Woo! Hopeful!
Alright, and it looks like that little talk between Jenna and Brian had actually worked, as she has voted for Fabio to leave, making it a tie once again, 3-3. Up next we have Nina. Let's see if she votes for one of the boys and breaks the tie, or if she votes for someone else.
Blode Rabla. Ha! Dimisomas. Unga Blashu. Lumbek. Warno Ooks. With a charb.
Alright, so we knew that Nina wasn't going to vote for Fabio, obviously, as they have a little romantic interest. But I didn't know if she was going to vote for Brian. She eventually did, kind of breaking that tie. Natalie ended up sneaking in here and taking Nina's seat. I don't know what that was about. She was like, hi, I just thought I could scoot in here. I kicked her ass immediately out. I don't know what that was about. But up next we have Eliza.
Usanid Zarspa. Wixani. Polomide Ebao. Shorg.
Alright, so Eliza has voted with majority and is voting for Brian to leave. And that does give him the most amount of votes. However, it is Fabio's turn still to vote, so let's go ahead and see what he does.
Yarba. Yip yip yip. Zagu zagu. Hogan.
Alright, and of course Fabio has gone ahead and voted for Brian as well. So, unfortunately, that does mean that with a vote of 6-3, Brian will be going home and joining jury. However, Brian has a hidden immunity idol in his possession. He has found it on the campsite, taken it from someone else, and is using it for himself. So, that does mean Brian is safe. All of his votes are null and void, and he will not be going home. He will not be going right back to where he came from, which would have really sucked for him. So that really came in handy. However, the vote was 6-3, which means without those 6, Fabio is being voted out. However, we saw earlier he was playing with his hidden immunity idol. He ended up keeping it in his pocket, so he is going to use that and save himself as well. So with that, 2 hidden immunity idols are gone. All the votes that were taken or casted tonight are null and void, and both Brian and Fabio are safe, which means everyone is going to have to vote again. However, you cannot vote for Brian, Vesepia, or Fabio, which means that Eliza, Jenna, Bella, Tina, and Rich, one of you will be going home tonight. So vote carefully. What did you guys think about that? As we are getting closer and closer to the end, these hidden immunity idols are really going to start coming in handy, but also start popping up everywhere. Everyone has been collecting them, and their time is running out to use them. They do expire very soon. So soon everyone is just going to start pulling them out of their pockets, so you can definitely expect some crazy results happening, just like we saw with all the votes being for nothing, basically. What do you think about Brian ended up being safe? Who do you think he stole his hidden immunity idol from? He was robbing a few people, so maybe it was one of the people he robbed it from. Which I will allow. As we can, if you've watched Survivor, you can see that people have gone through bags and stuff like that. I don't know if they're allowed to take the idol and say it's theirs, but in my version, you can. And what do you think about Fabio being safe? He was playing with his hidden immunity idol all day, so I'm not too surprised that he ended up getting some votes, as people probably just wanted to flush it out and get rid of it. However, we still have a bunch of people in jeopardy of heading to the jury campsite, and with a vote of 3-2, we have another tie, and this time that tie is between Miss Eliza Pancakes herself and Jenna. So the two of you do have a tie. However, I am sick of being here, and I can make up the rules at any time. And with only a couple days left, and with neither of you having any hidden immunity idol in your possession, I'm just going to go ahead and send the both of you home. Sorry guys, but I gotta be tough. I'm not going to sit here and have you guys have ties over and over and over again, okay? You guys need to make alliances, make a decision, and you guys clearly can't do that. So, because of that, I'm not doing a revote, and both Eliza and Jenna will be joining the jury. I love Eliza. I am sad to see her go, but this game is hard. It involves hard decisions, and I am not dealing with pussyfooting around. What do you guys think about that? Are you sad to see Eliza go? Are you sad to see Jenna go? Do you think I'm wrong for just going ahead and sending them both home? Also, are you sad that you didn't see where the other votes lie? Maybe you need to go back and look at those relationship statuses and figure it out for yourself. But with that, everyone else is heading back to the campsite, and we have gone from 9 members down to 7. That took some mental math for me. But we will be back again next week to do it all over again with another luxury competition, with another immunity competition, and of course with another tribal council where another survivor will be joining the jury. With that, I'm gonna go. I'm stumbling over my words. I'm talking in circles, and I need to go to bed. I will be posting my next video soon, even though it might not be Monday. So if you want up-to-date notifications and updates on when I'm recording, when I'm uploading, when they're up, all that kind of stuff, follow me over on Twitter at HotDogsSims. Or of course, you can just subscribe, like, hit the bell, and hopefully YouTube notifies you. But who knows? And with that, I love you guys. You're all my beanie weenies, and I'll see you next time. Bye.